Hey, what's going on? It's Coach Justin from Ultimate Baseball Training, and today I have 5 infield tips that are going to help you become a better fielder. So without further ado, let's jump into it. All right, so the very first tip that I really want to get into is use your feet. I think as infielders, where does 99% of our focus go when it comes to practicing, right? Of course, we get a lot of ground balls, but all of our focus is on our upper body, right? Our hands, receiving the ball, having, you hear all the time, soft hands, soft hands, soft hands. But what about our footwork? A lot of times our footwork gets neglected, and your footwork can make a lot of things happen for you as an infielder. So I just want to do 2 quick little examples. Imagine a ground ball. I'm playing shortstop right now, right? And a ground ball is hit directly at me. I'm talking, I don't even have to move. If I wanted to, I could just put my glove down and field it right here, right? So 2 different scenarios. And you tell me which one do you think would be better, right? So the first one, ground ball hit right at me, and what I do, I come forward, right? Because I'm taught, okay, I need to charge the ball, right? So I come forward, but I'm running straight at the ball, and then I get here and I just stop and I wait for the ball to get to me, and then I field it, right? Okay, so that's scenario number 1. The problem with scenario number 1 is, first of all, I stopped my feet, so I completely lost any of my momentum, and I didn't set myself up to, as I field the ground ball, I didn't set myself up to have a right-left footwork, field the ball, and automatically have a lot of momentum going towards first base. I didn't do as good of a job as I could have. So that same ground ball hit directly at me. If I use my feet, what can I do instead? Well, if that ground ball is hit directly at me, right, what I can do is I can get to the right of the baseball just a little bit, not a huge banana turn, but I can get to the right of the ball just a little bit. That sets me up for, remember, my momentum. We want as much momentum going towards our target, towards first base as possible, right? So if I get a little bit to the right of the baseball, just by a step or 2, that allows me to come back to my left and go right, left, field the ball slightly on my glove side. So when I do, that momentum is automatically already going towards my target. So footwork is so huge. As an infielder, you have to remember to use your feet, all right? So use your feet to set yourself up for plays, get around the ball a little bit, and work on, just never stopping your feet. That's another big mistake. Don't run up to the ball and stop and lose all your momentum, because then you're gonna field it and you're gonna have to restart all your momentum, okay? So use your footwork to set yourself up for, really easier plays, easier hops, and use your footwork to set yourself up for momentum as well. So using your feet is going to be a big key that's really going to help you out. The next thing is be smooth. Be smooth with every single movement that you do as an infielder. I think a lot of the times infielders get into trouble. That's when they start bobbling balls. That's when they start making mistakes, making errors, when instead of being smooth, they're rushing everything. So I'm not saying, ground ball hit to you and just kind of play back here, kind of nice and loose and relaxed, lackadaisical, and wait for the ball to get to you, and then by that time the runner's already there. That's not what I'm saying at all by being smooth. What I'm saying is, when you get a ground ball your way, right, you're getting around it ever so slightly so you can field it right, left, slightly on your glove side. You're carrying your momentum towards your target, but be smooth with your footwork, right? Be smooth with, okay, if you beat the baseball to the spot, right, we don't just want to stop. We want to use our feet, kind of maybe slow everything down, patter our feet a little bit, and then right, left, be smooth with your footwork. And then when you field the ground ball, be smooth. This is a huge thing, right? Be smooth with funneling that ball into your body, because that's when mistakes are made, when you try to hurry that process, when maybe there's a quicker base runner, right? So you run up to the ball, and then all of a sudden you try to get too quick, and the ball either gets underneath your glove or you bobble it just like I did, and you can't make the play. So be smooth in everything you do. Be smooth in your ground balls. Try to be as smooth as possible with your timing when it comes to, as a shortstop coming across, when you're turning a double play. Try to be smooth as you can with your timing, so that, when the second baseman fields that ball and he darts it over to you, you can immediately work through the ball and again, use that momentum to go towards your target. So be as smooth as you can with your footwork to set yourself up for success. Be as smooth as you can with, your hands, with funneling the ball into your body after you field it, and then be smooth with your transfer. After that, be smooth with your footwork going towards your target. Be smooth as you throw the ball and you release the ball. The more smooth you are as an infielder, the better off you'll be, I'm telling you. The next thing that's really gonna help you out is creating good hops for yourself. And what do I mean by creating good hops? Well, a lot of players might just think that, well, you know, a hitter just hits the ball my way and then I field it and throw them out. And it's good to keep it simple like that, but you can control the hop a lot of the times. When players complain that the ball's just, I'm getting so many bad hops, this field's just too rough, or, you know, I just keep getting handcuffed because the conditions on this field. Sometimes it could be the field, right? The playing surface when you're at a younger level, but even at that age, you need to do a better job of creating good hops for yourself. So a ground ball, when it's hit your way, you want to ensure that you field the ball either on a high hop or a low hop, okay? So a low hop would be, you know, like you do short hops with your partner, you're standing just a couple feet away and you do short hops, right? A low hop would be the ball hits the ground, and I field the ball right after the ball hits the ground. So it doesn't really have time to take a bad hop on me. A high hop would be like one of those chopper plays, you know, where you might take a step back like this and catch it on the high hop. The high hop's easy to field as well, but focus on getting either a low hop or a high hop whenever you can. The hops that you want to avoid are those hops when, you know, you catch it in between. I call them tweener hops. Those plays when, you know, you get handcuffed like this. I'm sure you've done that before as an infielder, when you go up to the ball and it's kind of one of those in-between hops and all of a sudden, up, and the ball eats you up and you bobble it, right? You can avoid that by creating good hops for yourself. You can't do it on every single play, right? Sometimes they're gonna hit a hot shot right at you, and sometimes you're gonna get one of those in-between hops. What do? You start from the ground, you work up, you don't let the ball get underneath you, you body it up, and, you know, you knock it down and you make the play. And it is what it is. Sometimes you're gonna get bad hops. Again, if you start from the ground and work up, it's gonna be okay. You can knock it down, you can still make that play, right? But when at all possible, try your best to create good hops for yourself. It's gonna make fielding ground balls so much easier for yourself. Sometimes that might mean, you know, a ball's hit at kind of a weird hop. Sometimes that might mean taking just one step back and then gathering your momentum, throwing towards your target. Sometimes it might be a high chopper, and that might mean, you know, I'm in my ready position here, right, left, ball's hit, it's a chopper. I mean, okay, I need to go get this ball. That's my only chance of getting this base runner out, so then I'm coming in on it. But again, try your best to create good hops for yourself. The next tip is get to it, work through it. And what I mean by that is a lot of players are really good at getting to the ball, right? So a ground ball has hit their way. A lot of players are good up to this point when they get to the ball, but a lot of players stop right here. They stop their momentum. They get flat-footed here. You know, maybe they're on their weight's on their heels, right? The ball's they're waiting for the ball to kind of play them instead of them playing the ball. So they're good at getting to it, but they don't maintain that momentum, and they don't use that good right-left footwork, and they don't continue to work through the ball as they field it. So that's a big key, a big tip that I have for you. Try your best to avoid stopping your feet. Now, you can't just run up to the ball and completely run past it, obviously, right? There has to be, whether you're playing infield or in the outfield, you know, you can hustle to the ball, but there has to be some sort of right before you field it, some sort of like a gather, you know, where you're maybe shuffling your feet a little bit, right? There has to be some sort of a gather where you slow your momentum down. You don't stop it, but you slow down, you kind of collect yourself, and then you feel the ball, you know, still with that momentum, but not full speed, all right? So get to it. Remember, we're trying to get around the baseball whenever possible. Get to it, and then when you feel the ball, make sure you're not completely stopping your feet. We don't want to lose all that momentum. Stay smooth with it, stay fluid, but try to work through it as much as you possibly can. It's gonna help you out. And then the last tip for today's video is narrow your focus. And what I mean by that, this is huge. This is gonna help a lot of you guys out. What I mean is aim small, miss small. So this is specifically ground balls hit our way, right? We did a good job at getting around it. We're fielding it with good timing, right, left, fielding it slightly on our glove side, right? Now we're making a throw to first base. You go from watching the ball into your glove to then picking your head up and looking towards your target. This is where a lot of players make a mistake. What do? You're throwing towards the first baseman, so it makes logical sense to look where? To look at the first baseman, right? That's who you're throwing to. You're throwing to the first baseman. The problem is, if you just look at the first baseman, your misses are gonna be kind of all over the place. We don't want, you know, from any position on the field, we don't want to make tougher plays for our first baseman where he's, you know, really reaching and stretching, or, you know, throwing a ball down in the dirt where he has to pick it. We want to give him a nice throw ideally right in the chest where it's easy to handle, right? But if we just look at his body in general and we don't pinpoint a specific spot that we're trying to hit, our misses are going to be all over the place. Think about an Olympic sharpshooter, okay? An Olympic sharpshooter, do you think that, there's the bullseye down there, right? There's obviously the bullseye, there's the target, and then there's the bullseye, which is very, very small. Do you think, obviously their goal is to hit the bullseye. That's your bullseye is the center of the chest. Do you think that an Olympic sharpshooter is just looking down there at the target? Or do you think they're looking at the bullseye? Even more, do you think they're looking at a particular spot inside the bullseye? That's what they're doing. They're aiming really, really small. They're picking the bullseye, which is not the target, it's the bullseye, and then they're going even further than that. They're picking a small little location because they know that even if they don't hit that exactly, they're gonna be close, right? They're still gonna be in the bullseye. If they're not in the bullseye, they're still gonna be in the target. We wanna do the same thing when we're playing the infield or playing anywhere for that matter. So when you go to field a ground ball, right? You field the ball, and when you look up, try to start training yourself to aim small, miss small. Look at a particular, if your first baseman is waiting for the throw, he has his glove out, try to find a particular thing inside his glove that you're looking at. Or if he's just standing here like this waiting for the throw, find maybe, obviously he's gonna have a logo of some sorts typically on his shirt. Maybe look at a particular spot on his shirt. All right, so look at a spot inside his glove or on his shirt, but the moral of the story is aim. The smaller that you aim, the smaller your misses are gonna be. So that's it. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. But look, we both know that infield is just one side of the game. If you wanna play at a high level, you need to become a better hitter. And so I put together a brand new free on-demand hitting training that I want to share with you. It's 100% free. All you have to do to grab that is just click on the comment down below. Go to the comment section. You'll see a pinned comment from Ultimate Baseball Training. Just click on that link. Go grab your free on-demand hitting training. It's going to help you hit the ball harder, further, more consistently. You're going to have so much more confidence because of it, and you're going to have more fun too. So go grab that right now. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. I'd really appreciate that. And last thing, join the UBT family. Subscribe to our channel. We're coming out with new videos every single week. I don't want you to miss them, so subscribe. Thanks for watching this one, and I'll see you next time.